Hi friends, welcome to Cricket Caviar. The inevitable has happened. England has recorded another massive chase. I thought 371 personally was going to be very difficult, and India will pick those 10 wickets today, but that didn't happen, Karthik. And credit to that opening partnership, I think. Once you have such a massive opening partnership, then 371 doesn't remain 371. It started to look very easy for England. And yes, few fumbles happened. Shardul took two wickets in two balls, but again they had that legend Joe Root who just was just walking them to the win. And actually, England just won thanks to Jamie Smith hitting. Bumrah didn't even show up after that new ball. So, I mean, thoughts on this incredible victory? It's such a long match, over 400 overs, over 1500 runs, and England finally came ahead.
Yeah. No, I think firstly, in terms of Test cricket, last session, last hour of play, uh, I think excellent Test match.
Yeah,
Whatever would have happened. Uh, my Firstly, I'll give my thoughts on India. I think I'll just take 2 minutes on India, then
yeah,
we'll go to England. See, number one, having now that the Test match is done, I was waiting to hold my thoughts till the end of the Test match as much as possible. Gill and Gambhir and the team management, whether it's Rishabh Pant or whether it's whoever is in the leadership group, right? I have a lot to answer for. I think they should be criticized because 8 times out of 10, uh, scores like 370. I know it's England. England has done it 4 or 5 times now. All of that, but 8 times out of 10, you expect to defend that with Bumrah in your side, right?
yeah.
So if you're not defending it, I think clearly two, three things. I was seeing very poor captaincy because there was no real plan today.
Mm.
There was no, I mean, set plan to say, okay, we'll bowl one side of the wicket, we'll pack one side of the field, bowl to a 7-2 field, have the control to be able to bowl to that field, make them chase balls outside the off stump, or bowl straight at the stumps, keep 5 men on the leg side, straight fields, get them to play across the line. None of those tactics that are usually used on slow pitches, the one that Ben Stokes used to get Sai Sudarshan out, none of those tactics were in play. Every time the ball went in a certain area, the fielders were changed. Ball was being followed by Gill. Ridiculous captaincy. I can understand it's his first match as captain. I don't know what the support staff is doing
That's what
without
my
setting
thinking
any
was. Like, if
plans.
captain needs help, then is there any help
I mean,
available to him?
plans
What is
के लिए तो
Gambhir doing?
support staff बनाते हैं ना यार. See, captain executes on the field. Plans happen off the field. You set plans to a
Yeah.
certain day off the field. There is no real planning. You're bowling on the legs, you're bowling short and wide, you're not hitting the good length enough, you're not attacking the stumps enough. It's We have never built pressure. I mean, barring Jadeja bowling a few maidens and Bumrah bowling a few maidens,
But
I really want to see.
Jadeja also
Uh,
got his length right after just like in the
yeah,
very
I'm
least
coming to
hours.
Jadeja. I'm coming
It
to
took him a lot
Jadeja as
of
well.
time
So
to bowl well. Like, yeah.
yes, I'm coming there as well. I
No, no,
think
but
Jadeja
just
was
yeah, we'll
very
discuss
poor.
the flaws in detail. But let me just also quickly get thoughts of Manisha and Akash. Like, did they believe England can chase such a big score? Manisha, I want to hear
I did not believe England will chase this score,
again.
but when I saw them yesterday, the positive mindset with which Crawley and Duckett themselves came, and today, the day five, they were, I think, they didn't show any kind of nervousness, any kind of fear. They were like, we will play it free flowingly, we will play it as the game it is. And there has been a lot of talks that Harry Brook is the Fab Four, should be in the new Fab Four, but I think it is Ben Duckett from England who is the revelation for England. Such a stylish batter, and I think his century in this match was my favorite century. I know it has been such a travesty that 5 centuries from India, and yet India loses.
I think
But
Ben Ticket
this
is the
First
only
time
guy who
ever.
even sees Bumrah as a
First
scoring
time
option.
ever it
Just
has
to
happened.
summarize
First
the
and
great
ever, yeah,
things
but
he did.
this 10 decade innings was fabulous. I mean, he's such a good player. And one last thing I like to say here, that while India and Indians, like, yeah, they're debating why it is Anderson Tendulkar Trophy and not Tendulkar Anderson Trophy on all this matter. England takes a win and takes a historic win. So I
When
think you
when the
should
other side
focus
was
on the
430 for 3. When the
yeah,
other side
yeah,
was
yeah.
430 for 3.
And it was such from the first inning, the way they dropped, like how can somebody lose after scoring so, I mean, such a good, like after, I think as you said, Shreyans was also saying it is
I'll,
horrible.
yeah,
Yeah.
Akash, I'll just hold on. We'll just quickly go to Shikhar. He's running somewhere. Shikhar, the panel did not believe England will do that again, like 370 plus chase against India. So are you also surprised?
Uh, no, no, no. See, there are multiple factors like why India lost this test match. Going to 2022, see, that series was where baseball started, originated, England versus New Zealand. If you see in that series, Pratik, Daryl Mitchell played a brilliant, scored two, 300s, I think. He scored 100 in every test. But you know what happened was Johnny Bairstow was making runs at incredible pace
Yes.
and actually neutralizing whatever batsmanship Daryl Mitchell was showing. So see, this is the pattern of baseball, and I actually misread this, and I want to apologize on this video to you for the arrogance I've shown and believing in this Indian team and thinking that they can outwit England. The thing is, England have played it very clever. They are going to have all the flat pitches galore in this series, and they are just going to outscore us. Because it doesn't matter if Kuldeep would have played. Doesn't matter if Arshdeep would have played. Uh, you know, uh, we are okay. We are saying Jadeja flopped, and we are saying Prasidh Krishna flopped. Shardul Thakur. I don't think if anybody would have bowled here, the result would have been same. Okay, you would have taken 7 catches, still the result would have been the same. Now, if you would have taken that catch, the next batsman would have hit 50 or 50 balls, like every England batsman who is using the ball efficiently would have done. So, my point of view is this is now the series has theme is set. It's going to be run rate versus run rate. And if you are not able to outscore England, you're going to lose every test, and you're all going to lose. All tests are going to go to day 5. It will be the same pattern. And we have seen this pattern. So today, why Indian fans woke up in fear? Because we know that 378 was chased by Bairstow earlier, right? So everyone knew that this can be done, and it was done. So it was like a script which we have seen before. So
We just didn't
I guess
wanted to accept it might happen again. Yeah, I think that makes sense.
yeah, I mean, pitch is there is nothing in the pitch, and only time we feel that there was something in the pitch was when yesterday KL Rahul and was batting with I guess Rishabh Pant in the first session, but after that we saw that the ball went soft and everything. All those things didn't apply today. We
Yeah.
just kept on going, and there will be phases when we think, okay, some spells will come when there will be good bowling. But overall, England are positive. They are proactive. They are looking to score off every ball, no matter how good is that ball, how good is that bowler.
I think that
That
relates to
positive,
Karthik's point
that
as well.
that
Like, what kind of field captain can set when the other team is scoring so confidently? They don't have a
No,
scoreboard
they,
no.
pressure
I
only.
think
400 chase,
I
450, they're up
differ.
for anything.
I
This is
differ
ridiculous.
see
with you. I
every
think
time a
if it
fielder is
was
pushed, they are
Australia
looking for
bowling,
singles.
if it is Australia bowling with
Hmm.
Cummins, Hazelwood, Stark, you know what they would do? They would pack one side of the field and they would bowl disciplined in one area for 45 minutes. Don't change the plan after every boundary is hit, after every over is bowled. Okay.
Hmm.
First thing, Test cricket, if you're facing up to baseball, first
Hmm.
thing you have to learn is you have to be consistent with a plan for some time and then have plan B and plan C and be consistent with those plans also. Today, I have seen some of the worst exhibition of captaincy and team management tactics. There was no plan to Duckett. There was no plan to Crawley. We just bowl straight. The field is also not set straight. There is no mid wicket. You're bowling straight. The ball is being worked off the pads. You should have two mid wickets in place. If you're trying to bowl straight, I would have a square leg. I would have two short mid wickets, maybe one mid wicket, one slightly deeper mid wicket. I would have a straightish mid on, right? Almost beside the stumps. And I would say if you want to score off me, you have to play square of the wicket, you have to play across your front pad, right? That's what Australia would do on slow pitches. We did not set straight fields. First thing, we never set straight fields. We never bowl to a plan. एक ओवर डाला, एक चौका मारा, उधर फील्डर चला गया, दूसरा चौका मारा लेग साइड में, उधर फील्डर चला गया. This is horrible captaincy. More captaincy execution on the field was horrible.
It was evident in so many
Even
times. Even when Stokes edged it, it went from first slip. There was no fielder at first
no,
slip. There
that
was
is
a fielder at
fine.
second
See,
slip.
that is fine. I'm just saying, what
Hmm.
was your plan?
But
आपने एक साइड बॉलिंग डालने की कोशिश की. फर्स्ट इनिंग्स में कम से
हाँ.
कम आपने शॉर्ट बॉल प्लान डाला था. Okay,
Yeah.
you had field set
Let's
for the short
quickly
ball.
get some thoughts from Akash as well. Akash, did we lose the match at the first
Just
session?
1 minute,
Like,
1
where
minute,
did we
Pratik.
really lose it?
I'll leave soon. That's why I just want to make a small comment. He, see, whatever Karthik is saying is correct, and absolutely his observations are spot on. But see, this has happened against Australia as well when England actually in Headingley itself they scored 260. They chased down 260, and even in past in Headingley they chased 359.
That was
So it's
360,
not.
359.
359, yes. And 2023 they chased 256. So I'm saying ki it's captaincy point is right, but England are good chasers. They have. So I just wanted to know that what happened yesterday, like Karun Nair phase. I think India didn't play according to the logic. The game awareness was lacking. I think that was lacking big time because there is no way you after a session of 27 overs 145 you go from fifth gear down to second, forget third gear, you went directly to first gear. It's as if you played with
I think it's again come down
ball.
to England because they have broken all the barriers of Test cricket and the sayings like, okay, do this, you will win, do this. If your batters score 100, you will win. Arey, our five batters scored 100, we still didn't win. If you give 300 plus target
uh,
in the last innings, it
Wait,
will
guys,
not
I
doesn't
be like
just
you
matter
will
want
win.
to,
five
Shikhar, I
500
want to
it's
No,
respond
no,
to
sorry,
that.
sorry.
I just
Let's
want
go
to
to
respond
Akash
to
first.
that.
Like, where did we really
If
lose this, Akash?
if
Yesterday's
India
batting or
scored
today's
fast,
first session?
no, just 1 minute, and then we'll
Hmm.
move to Akash. Just one quick question. Let's say India scored very fast, okay? Let's hypothesize what Shikhar is saying is true. After losing that wicket, we score a lot faster. Let's say we, instead of bowling 6 overs yesterday, we would have left another 10 overs for them, maybe 15 overs to them. And let's say we had a target of 410, 420, right?
We
Best
were
case
thinking
scenario,
that would be a winning target. Yes,
right?
400,
Best case scenario, right?
420. Yeah.
I would say in the 15 overs yesterday, they would have been 60 for 1 minimum, 60 for 1,
Yes.
right? So they would have scored 40 more runs. So the whatever extra runs that you are talking about and whatever extra speed that you're talking about would not have made an ounce of a difference in the end to the result of the match. So ये जो gear slow, gear fast, इससे कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता भाई. Time इतना ज्यादा है कि you have to score more runs than the opposition. It doesn't
नहीं
matter
नहीं
how
नहीं
long you take to score it. It doesn't matter how long you take to score it.
it matters,
I
it
agree with the
absolutely mattered.
point. Shikhar, I
it,
agree with
it
the hang
Guys,
on.
we can
I
continue
agree
this
with the
debate, but
point.
let's also analyze some other things in the match. Akash, yes.
यार
Yeah.
मेरे को ऐसा लगा कि इंडिया एक्चुअली कल के लास्ट सेशन में हारा है
So you also think?
और आज का जो फर्स्ट सेशन था ना देख एक पार्टनरशिप एक वेरी गुड पार्टनरशिप इज ऑलवेज एक्सपेक्टेड इवन
Then basically, you are also saying, sorry, you continue the point, but you are also saying that we should have pushed for a draw. You are saying we should have batted whole day yesterday and 10 overs today, and then push for a draw.
No, so I am saying yeah definitely we should have batted whole day yesterday क्योंकि हमको पता है कि पहला चीज ये है कि हमको वो टाइम गेम से बाहर ले रहा था
Yes.
तो टेस्ट मैचेस में देयर इज ऑलवेज 3 रिजल्ट्स इट इज नॉट अबाउट जस्ट विनिंग इज नॉट जस्ट वन रिजल्ट यू कैन आल्सो like draw the match
Yeah.
and then go into the next match keeping the series in balance.
Good point. In a 5-match series, actually draws make sense.
No, but I think
draw वाला
I
चीज
think
बाहर
नहीं
both
उस समय कोई
captains will
ड्रॉ
look
के लिए
for a win.
सोचता नहीं
Akash.
आकाश. देख
नहीं
आकाश
नहीं,
वो
I think
उस
both
समय
captains will look for a
नहीं तो
win
गलत मत
after.
सोच वही तो गलत हो रहा
After
है।
नहीं, देख
batting so
इंडिया इतना
well, why would you
डोमिनेटिंग
not
देख
try
अवे
to
सीरीज
win?
में
Yeah.
they won't let this chance go and let it
No,
play for
we
a
try
draw.
to win.
See,
That I
see, we
disagree. We should try to win.
we should try to win, but मैं एक पॉइंट बोलना चाहता हूँ, अगर 400 प्लस टारगेट होता, सपोज 400 प्लस टारगेट होता, तो आज जो फर्स्ट सेशन में क्रॉली और डकेट ने खेला, they didn't play at a breakneck pace. Breakneck pace started only in the second session. First session में they played very normally. They couldn't have played that
Yes.
normally in the first session. They would have had to take additional risk in the first session, and they would have got out. Even in
नहीं यार,
yesterday,
फिर भी 4.5, फिर भी 4 रन पर
डैमेज
ओवर
हमारा
यार।
कहाँ हुआ? आप देखो डैमेज
भाई
कहाँ हुआ,
रन रेट
फर्स्ट
सेम
सेशन में ही
होता ना
हुआ।
शिखर। शिखर
देखो
शिखर
स्ट्राइक रेट
समझो
सेम
यार।
है, स्ट्राइक रेट सेम है, 60
शिखर
ओवर में 5 विकेट
कैलकुलेट
ले रहे
करो
हैं।
ना यार। शिखर
70
शिखर
ओवर्स में 5 विकेट
कैलकुलेट।
तो ले रहे हैं ना हम, 70 ओवर्स में 5 विकेट वो लोग भी ले रहे हैं 70 ओवर्स में,
शिखर
बट वो 340 है, हम 200 है,
अरे
दैट इज द
भाई
डिफरेंस।
सुनो ना,
अरे
मैं
तो मेरा
मैं
ये
ये नहीं
बोलना है
बता
कि
रहा हूँ मैं।
हम वो
आप
फाइन है,
कैलकुलेट तो करो ना यार शिखर।
100 ओवर की
आप
जगह
कैलकुलेट क्यों नहीं कर रहे हो?
अगर करेंगे ना तो
नहीं नहीं, मैं
100।
मैं ये
कैलकुलेट
बता रहा
कर रहा
हूँ।
हूँ, दे
आप
कुडंट हैव
बोल रहे हो
प्लेड एट
400
4
रन
रन्स पर
राइट?
ओवर इन द
हैंग ऑन
फर्स्ट
शिखर
सेशन।
समझो। हैंग
पिक
ऑन,
कर रहा हूँ।
400 रन आपने
अरे
बोला।
भाई आप भी बोल
400
रहे हो,
रन
मैं भी बोल
टारगेट।
रहा हूँ।
नहीं नहीं,
हाँ
400 रन टारगेट बोला आपने। तो कल रात कितना स्कोर होता उनका? अगर 400 रन हम तेजी से बना लेते तो कल रात उनका स्कोर 15 ओवर में कितना होता? बताओ ना यार,
नहीं,
विद द
फॉर
सन आउट।
एग्जाम्पल चलो 60 फॉर
अरे
1 भी होता, बट वो 1 विकेट तो गिरता। आज
तो
वो वन
स्कोर
विकेट
कितना
लेने
हो
के लिए
गया? अरे
188 रन
भाई,
लगे,
वो तो भाई
188
तूने
रन।
अभी बोला।
एंड
तूने अभी बोला अगर एक बैट्समैन नहीं मारता तो दूसरा आके मार लेता। तो the point that I'm trying to tell you is why we lost by 5 wickets. We lost comprehensively. ऐसा नहीं है कि तुमने तेज नहीं खेला। तुम तेज खेलते तो क्या होता भाई? कुछ नहीं होता, ज्यादा टाइम रहता उनके पास मारने के लिए। और कल
ज्यादा
शाम
टाइम
को तेरा
हमारे
नो
पास भी
बॉल
तो
जाता।
होता,
आज क्या हुआ?
क्योंकि हमारा स्ट्राइक
आज
रेट वही है, 70 ओवर में 5 विकेट ही लेंगे
भाई
हम
स्ट्राइक
नहीं ले
रेट
सकते
उसी का मिथ तो मैं
70
ब्रेक कर रहा
ओवर्स
हूँ।
में
तेरा
10 विकेट्स
स्ट्राइक
हम
रेट
नहीं
को
ले
ही तू
सकते।
मारना।
हम
आई
नहीं ले सकते,
आई
अगर
स्टिल
विकेट्स
डोंट गेट
गिरता
व्हाट यू आर
जल्दी
ट्राइंग टू
प्रेशर
से।
बढ़ता। दे कुडंट हैव प्लेड दैट फ्रीली। अगर एक विकेट भी 100 रन के अंदर गिर जाता ना, तो वो 100 to 200 जो पुश हुआ ना आपका, वो नहीं होता 100 to 200, दैट वाज स्कोर्ड एट 5
भाई
रन पर ओवर।
हम लोग 90 फॉर 3 के बाद थोड़ा सा धीमी खेल के सेकंड सेशन में अटैक कर दिया। वो लोग 100 फॉर 1 से नहीं अटैक करेंगे। क्या बात कर रहे हो यार? चांस ही नहीं है। ये बेसबॉल टीम 100 पे 1,
नहीं
100 फॉर 1 पे क्यों
नहीं नहीं,
क्यों
अटैक
डिफेंसिव खेलेगा
होता
यार?
नो डाउट, मैं
चांस ही
नहीं
नहीं
बोल
है
रहा हूँ कि अटैक नहीं होता, बट
भाई।
उतना
जो
फास्ट
पोप
नहीं
है,
होता
ऑली
जितना फास्ट
पोप,
हुआ।
ऑली पोप उसी तेजी के साथ मारता है। एंड ये गारंटी भी नहीं है हम कल शाम को विकेट पिकअप कर लेते। मैं फिर भी देख लो, एक एक विकेट तो दे ही दे रहा हूं मैं। गारंटी नहीं है। आज वाला इतना क्लाउडी सेशन, नए बॉल के साथ हम लोगों ने विकेट नहीं लिया। तू बोल रहा है कल सन आउट है, साला बेकिंग इन द सनशाइन, तुम विकेट ले लोगे। मैं फिर भी एक विकेट चलो दे भी देता हूं, तब भी तुम्हारा रन रेट आज सेम ही रहता। कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ा। ओके। मेरा ये पॉइंट है कि भाई हमारी कोलैप्स नहीं हो जानी चाहिए थी। दैट
तो
इज
आप
ट्रू।
बोलो क्या वे
ये मैं
है,
मानता
विन
हूँ।
का क्या वे है? विन
मैं बता
विन
रहा
का
हूँ ना।
क्या वे है?
मैं बता रहा हूँ
सोल्यूशन बताओ।
नंबर वन
हाँ।
आपको ना, बैसबॉल जब आपके सामने खेल रहा होता है, आई
हम्म
कैन गिव देम द विन। आई कैन
हम्म
टेक माई हैट्स ऑफ टू देम इफ दे आउटविट माई प्लान्स। बट अगर मेरा
हम्म
प्लान ही नहीं है, मेरा प्लान ये है कि मैं सिर्फ बॉल डालूं और वो आउट हो जाए, ये तो होगा
हम्म
ही नहीं। आप स्लो सरफेस पे खेल रहे हो। आप कहाँ पे स्ट्रेट फील्ड सेट किया? आपने कहाँ पे पैड्स पे अटैक किया? आपका प्लान बी क्या था? एंड जडेजा, कमिंग टू प्रतीक्स पॉइंट, जडेजा सच अ बिग फेल्योर। साला 4 घंटे तक उसने रफ में ही बॉल नहीं डाला। वो रफ के सेंटर में डाल रहा था, और वो बेन डकेट मारे जा रहा था, मारे जा रहा था। वो जो बाद में डाला ऑन द रफ,
हम्म।
वो पहले डाल देता। यार तुम्हारा प्लान ही कुछ है नहीं। तुम्हारा थर्ड बॉलर तो छोड़ ही दो। ठीक है, सिराज और बुमराह एटलीस्ट गुड लेंथ पे लैंड कर रहे थे फर्स्ट
सिराज
सेशन में।
और बुमराह तो बहुत अच्छा बॉलिंग किया आज,
कम
मैं
से
मेरे
कम
हिसाब से तो दे
अच्छा
बॉल्ड
नहीं,
रियली
मैं
वेल।
मेरा यही पॉइंट है। अच्छा का क्या मतलब है? अच्छा बॉल लेंथ पे डालना अच्छा नहीं होता है। उसके अगेंस्ट आपको प्लान भी सेट करना होता है। आपको फिर 2 शॉर्ट मिड विकेट, एक स्क्वायर लेग, क्रॉली क्रॉली को अक्रॉस इस फ्रंट पैड खिलाना होता है। दूसरा, आपने शॉर्ट बॉल प्लान कम से कम ट्राई
वन
तो
थिंग
किया।
आई एग्री कि नहीं, वन थिंग आई एग्री कि स्लिप्स में बहुत कंजूसी दिखाया शुभमन गिल। मतलब कि हमेशा स्लिप कॉर्डन, एक्सेप्ट फॉर बुमराह, नो अदर प्लेयर गॉट द बेनिफिट ऑफ अ फुल स्लिप कॉर्डन। So that I felt was really
मेरा
lacking
एक
in
ही
that
क्वेश्चन है
attacking.
मेरा एक ही क्वेश्चन है वो ड्रेसिंग रूम में मिस्टर गौतम गंभीर क्या प्लान बना? मुझे तो कुछ प्लान नजर नहीं आया भाई। मैं ये स्लिप कॉर्डन ये सब छोटे मोटे पॉइंट्स में नहीं जाऊंगा, मैं बोलूंगा जब कोई बॉलर डाल रहा है तो प्लान क्या नजर आ रहा है तुम्हें उस बैट्समैन को आउट करने के लिए? मुझे तो कुछ भी प्लान नहीं नजर आया। इट इज लाइक यू जस्ट बॉल ऑन अ लेंथ एंड होप दैट दे विल गेट आउट। भाई वो उनका होम ग्राउंड है, दे नो हाउ टू चेज दिस डाउन, यू हैव टू पुट देम अंडर प्रेशर। किसने मेडन ओवर डाले? जडेजा ने डाले, बुमराह ने डाले, बाकी सब तो भाई लोग बोलेंगे शार्दुल ठाकुर ने 2 विकेट लिया, प्रसिद्ध कृष्णा ने 2 विकेट लिया। भाई वो 2 विकेट का कुछ मायने नहीं रखता अगर तुम 6 रन पर ओवर जा रहे हो। सॉरी प्रसिद्ध कृष्णा, तुम और शार्दुल ठाकुर के फ्लूक विकेट्स तो हर बार मिलते हैं, वी आर यूज टू इट, बट अनफॉर्चुनेटली इस बार वो फ्लूक विकेट हमें नहीं जिता पाया मैच। ओके, तो माई पॉइंट इज आप प्लान
बट
के साथ बॉल
बेसबॉल के
डालो
अगेंस्ट तो
आपका।
हमेशा ही प्लान्स फ्लॉप होते हैं कार्तिक,
भाई
दैट्स व्हाट आई एम
प्लान तो
सेइंग.
बनाओ यार।
तो
हाँ, आई
मतलब
कैन
आई डोंट
आई कैन
थिंक.
टेक माई हैट्स ऑफ, आई कैन टेक माई हैट्स ऑफ अगर हमने
Chance
पूरा
to
ट्राई
our
किया होता।
other guests as well, Manas Sharma and
हाँ
Abhinav
मेरा हो
joining.
गया है, आई थिंक यू गाइस
So
अरे
कैन
एक चीज मैं
कंटिन्यू।
we are
बोलूंगा, एक
चलो।
चीज मैं
we have
बोलूंगा,
almost
इंडिया
come
को
to
ना
the point,
एक्चुअली ये
guys,
प्लान
that
करना चाहिए था। एक चीज मैं बोलूंगा, इंडिया को एक प्लान करना चाहिए था कि यार पूरा ऑफ साइड पैक करके अगर सिक्स स्टंप पे बॉल डाल,
एग्जैक्टली।
सिक्स
yeah.
स्टंप पे बॉल रन तो
So
नहीं बनता, और वो रन नहीं बनता ना, तब वो चांसेस लेने जाते और वो आउट होते। वो प्लान ही नहीं किया कि
एग्जैक्टली भाई कम।
so
फील्ड
guys,
रहता तो साइड रहने दो, ऑफ
just
पैक करते, नहीं किया लेकिन।
if we can give chance to Manas and Abhinav also, why
हाँ
did we lose? We are trying to understand, and what can India would have done differently to avoid this amazing chase from England?
Hi guys. I have just joined in. Yeah, it is actually very disappointing. It is not a record which we will be proud of that in spite of having 5 centurions on our side, that we are on the losing side. I believe that our bowling attack was losing, like like maybe not having an edge, and we were, as just now Akash pointed out, that we were not having plans to curtail their run flow. हम लोगों को ये ट्राई करना चाहिए था कि उन पे प्रेशर बनाया जाए, एंड वी वर लाइक दे वर स्कोरिंग सो फ्रीली. इट वाज लुकिंग लाइक कि बहुत ही आसानी से रन दिए जा रहे हैं, एंड दिस इज जस्ट लाइक अ केक वॉक फॉर देम, कि हाँ ये तो हमारे लिए बहुत इजी टारगेट है. एंड दे हैव ऑल्सो चेज डाउन सच अ ह्यूज टारगेट इन द पास्ट, एंड दैट वाज ऑल्सो अगेंस्ट इंडिया, if I'm not wrong. And and this was, I guess, the second highest target chased at this ground. So they were very confident that they have the team, even their bowlers can bat a bit. So
And that is the unbelievable factor with England. They are defying traditional Test cricket rules where 300 plus
yeah,
is a nightmare to chase in fourth innings, but this teams make it look simple. Abhinav, I'll just quickly
definitely.
go back to you as well.
Yeah.
Is this just
Yeah.
England's brilliance that
Mhm.
pulled this game towards them? Like what happened in this match?
No, honestly, if I have to summarize, right, the main reasons for, according to me, is like, of course, like I don't think anyone is, or maybe I was not part of the earlier discussion, but I think fielding is one thing which is always in your control, right? I think the number of the drop catches which we had
In the
in the
first
first
innings.
innings, I think that was like massive. I mean, if we had held on to, I would say, like even half of those catches, right, easily we would have been like had a lead of like 100, 125, right?
Yes,
I
yes.
think that was massive. Second thing I would say, like, I know Shardul in the end picked like 2 wickets, right? But in the whole match, honestly, it felt like we were just playing with like 10 players, because in the first innings, if you see, right, I mean, England obviously scored a lot of runs. And I think if you're not giving ball to Shardul, right, that clearly shows that the captain does not have like a lot of confidence in Shardul, right? So then what is the whole point of picking him over someone else, right? I mean,
Even
obviously that
Siraj,
option
he's
is.
nowhere close to a decent bowler. How can he lead our pace attack when Bumrah will not be playing in some future test?
That
I
is,
have big questions on Siraj.
see, See, that is another point, right? But thing is, like, I mean, if you have to analyze the squad or the 11 which we picked, right? I think the 11 in general for the first match was totally correct, right? I mean, these are your like at least the first best three seamers, at least to start off, right? I know like Arshdeep can come into the play in the future matches, and obviously he will. But at least to start off, I think these three were your best bets, right? Still, I think no one supported Bumrah obviously in the first inning. And second innings, I know it was like probably like rarest of the rarest occasion where Bumrah did not pick like a single wicket.
Right.
But overall, I feel that even despite the collapse which we had, honestly, before the match, you would have told any Indian fan, right, that India would be scoring so much in the first test. I think fans would easily take it, right? So batting, despite the collapse, I feel they still scored a lot. And 350 plus on any wicket against any side, right? Chasing in the end is still a pretty good target. I think bowling definitely has disappointed, and the issue is that knowing that Bumrah wouldn't be playing more than 3 matches, right, in the series, that means already one of it is already done right now. Even if he plays the other two, whichever ones obviously he's playing, I don't see this bowling attack picking like 20 wickets in any test match, no matter whoever you bring in, right? And this is despite the batsman actually putting in the effort and scoring runs. I think
Yeah.
this is one thing which is going to haunt us like away from home in any kind of place. Like with this bowling lineup, you cannot pick like I mean, if you cannot pick 20 wickets, no matter how much score you score, right? I mean, even if
Yeah.
today best result would have been for us, like would have been draw, right? So this is probably like one of the best games I would say which we can play, right? In the other matches, I mean, even if you set like now 300 plus target, I think going by the past results, you will never have confidence, kind of defending the target. So
That's
I
what
think
Abhinav, like,
lot of gaps in the team.
how will team go from here? Such a long match, players must be exhausted, and despite 5 centuries, we could not win. Just to summarize, like in BGT, in 5 test matches, we
Hmm.
had total 3 centuries from our players. So the
Yeah.
batters did their job. The top order performed absolutely fantastic, like 5 centuries. So, do you think India will be able to pick themselves up from here, or are we going to lose this series? Like, if you have to make a prediction for future ahead.
See, series definitely. I mean, even before the series started, I think my prediction was England winning this 4-1. And I don't think like that is going to change. In fact, now I'm kind of wondering where even that one will come from, looking at the performance. But I think the best which we can do is like batting obviously did perform, right? So I would still kind of like back Sai and Karun, even though I know like they both of them did not have like a good game, but I
Yeah.
think it's still very early days for them. So I would still back the top seven at least. I mean, Jadeja included in that. I think Jadeja had like a decent game. I mean, even though you don't see like a lot of wickets, but his main role was to kind of like play the holding role in the first innings and second innings also I think more or less he did bowl okay. Plus I
Yeah.
think his batting, I mean if the number 8 to 11 does not support him at all, obviously he has to start learning batting with like tailenders as well. But overall I don't see like him kind of losing the place. But change wise, I think Siraj is like a tricky call. I mean Prasidh Krishna I would still back maybe for one more game to be honest. It's just like his first game. And Bumrah again depends like if Bumrah is not playing. I mean I know there's like some gap between first and the second match.
Hopefully he'll play. Yeah, because of
If Bumrah plays, then I'm not sure. I mean Siraj, it's like a tricky thing because I think again like overall
I'll
he was like
definitely
pretty
play
average.
Akashdeep because I think he can move the ball more than Siraj. And considering batting, there will be a force change. Like we should probably think about Jurel because if Pant has to bat so much in this series, he needs some break. Like poor guys out there in the
No,
field
no,
for
but I
five
think
days.
Punch showed
but
some maturity. That was a very, very rare sight and
hmm.
very good sight to see, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No,
Yeah.
but
So
batting, I
even
don't think, Pratik, like I would not make change any honestly in the batting, right? I mean, the only change which I would probably make is Siraj might go out and then I'll bring Harshdeep instead of Akashdeep, I'll bring Harshdeep. I think maybe I mean gives like a different angle, right? Like left armor coming in and swinging
oh, that's a good call.
condition is
Yeah.
definitely something which will
Like
support
yeah,
him,
in the
right?
past,
Or maybe
England
one.
those bowlers work right, like Praveen Kumar, Singh.
Harshit Rana is a good choice because he can give some batting depth.
Mm.
He's
Yeah,
in the
batting is
squad
also a
already.
question. Yeah.
Harshit,
Yeah.
but I think Harshit Rana is, I think, just added as like a reserve in the squad. So
Okay.
I feel that like he's not part of the main 17, 18 squad, I think, which has
Okay.
been announced. It's more
Then
of like
other
just
people will
a
get the chance
reserve
first.
in case.
Okay.
Yeah, Thakur
Fair
definitely. I mean,
enough.
even though he picked like 2 wickets, honestly, I wouldn't pick like Thakur in the next test match because I don't think like he's adding any value like in the batting
Yeah.
department
Even he
because
didn't
he's
bat
predominantly a
sensibly.
bowling all
He
rounder, right?
was he was not
Exactly.
batting sensibly enough.
And if top order is in form, can we risk dropping Jadeja and just play Kuldeep more attacking option?
No, 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 no. Jadeja is not replaceable right now because
I
he
think
gives
that
the
would be
batting depth.
What
no,
about
no.
Washi? Because he had shown good form and plus he can bat as good as Jadeja. Maybe his numbers are slightly less
No,
than
no,
him.
but I think according to me, he's like a like to like replacement in place of Jadeja. But the issue is like I don't think Jadeja has performed that badly that you would want to drop him. According to me, I mean, if honestly, if I have to like select, I would definitely remove Shardul Thakur. I would definitely bring in Kuldeep Yadav. I know that obviously in I mean in theory it makes your batting weaker, but then again, what was Shardul anyways contributing in the bat, right?
Yeah.
I would bring in Kuldeep Yadav, I would drop Siraj, I would bring in Arshdeep. So that definitely gives me like three strong seamers and two genuine spinners, where Kuldeep is my attacking one and Jadeja is more of like a holding spinner who can still pick wickets, but at least you need like one holding option as well against, especially this England lineup where everyone seems to be like kind
No,
of
he wasn't
attacking,
able to
right? And
hold that well. Like he was going 4 or 5 runs and over. Your holding option needs to go 3 runs and over. So that's also
yeah, I mean, but I mean, honestly, I mean, if you have to analyze just from the second innings aspect, then even Bumrah in general could not pick like a single wicket this time around, right? Which I know is like super rare and that won't happen like many days, but yeah, I think the entire bowling in general, I think it's again like I think bowling also works just like batting, right? I mean, you need like partnerships over there. It's not like one bowler can win you games, right? You need to build pressure from both the ends to kind of pick the wickets. And I think in the whole test match, this was the thing which was missing. Like one
another
bowler was
important
bowling well.
another important learning would be don't let England chase. Try to win the toss and send them to bat first. Because they can chase
That's
anything now.
not in your hands, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But this is going to be an interesting series. I'm sure Indians will bounce back some
No,
way.
but our first innings batting and we could have made a bigger score. And honestly, I did not expect, first of all, such a big score from our
Exactly.
young Indian batting lineup. It was
Mhm.
very much surprising,
Yeah.
and we should have got a bigger lead in the England's
I think that
first.
was where the difference happened, definitely.
I had actually thought it
That
right.
is
England's first inning that had ended now. I had thought that this match is actually gone now because we have just not got any lead. 6 runs is
Wow.
what, nothing.
Yeah.
It is just like
So
the
when you
first
score
inning.
470 away, you are expecting 100 runs minimum, like Abhinav also said.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So that was it.
But that's what I'm saying, right?
That
The
shows.
the drop
Yeah,
catches was the
So
main
you
reason for
actually
that.
saw that India is probably going to lose from that first inning, after that first inning.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what. And especially after they came out all guns blazing, the way I just forgot the name of the opener, how he was batting, who scored a
Duckett.
century.
Duckett.
Ben Duckett.
Yeah, Duckett, Duckett. So it was just like, it is a cakewalk for him. We are just going to win a 10
So this
wicket.
guy is a genius. He's even thinking Bumrah is a scoring option. Like if you notice, other players doesn't play short on Bumrah, but he's trying to hit those drives. And I
Yeah,
think Crawley also played very maturely. This guy was not in form, but he played with controlled aggression. While Harry Brook,
yeah,
you have seen, is just going after the shots, but Crawley actually played a very important role in just staying there with Duckett.
yeah.
England is a very good team. This series is going to be exciting.
I
Sure, I
hope
hope
we
to see them.
avoid a whitewash because that looks very imminent right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, if Bumrah is only going to play 3 tests, that might happen.
yeah. Okay, anyways, we should come out with some positives out of this. And, Gambhir is going to scratch his head, and maybe the team management is going to, bringing some good changes. So let us hope we have a, good match in the first week of July, which we see some positive changes from the Indian team.
Yeah. Thank you guys so
Yeah.
much for joining.
Okay, thank you for letting us in, and thank you for the nice thoughts. Thank you, guys.
Please subscribe to Cricket Caviar.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Yeah.
everyone.
you, everyone. Thank you.